Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. This is your boy Case coming at you guys again with another Tower of Fantasy video. So in today's video, I actually wanted to talk about something that everybody's been talking about in the global community, and that is the topic of around like nerfs and buffs. Every time a new character is introduced, everyone is talking about, oh, is this character good or not? So I actually want to share my mindset with you guys on what do I actually think and why I actually think you guys should actually kind of just stop talking about this, because you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment. So everyone's been talking about just like, oh, let's start here. Everyone's been utilizing CN version as a reference to be able to gauge how strong characters are and are not. And here's the problem with that. When you utilize the CN version as a reference, what you're actually doing is you're setting yourself up for disappointment if you are playing the global version. And the reason why I say that is because everything in the global version was rebalanced. There is not going to be a single character in the global version that will meet the same level of strength that the version of that character did in the CN version. So if you are expecting Lin Ye to come to global version the way that she was in the CN version, I hate to tell you this, but everybody needs to know this. No character is going to be of the same strength. And that's just how it's going to be. And I'm going to tell you why that is. So I'm actually going to switch screens over here so you guys can actually see this. Let me bring up this. I'm going to go into my paint tool and let's do this. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see it. So I'm going to just bring up something right now. So here's what's happening. Let's just say that this line represents right here, global. And let's go over here. Let's erase the middle part because we don't really need that part right there. Okay, let's get some text. Let's say right here, this represents the world difficulty. Okay, and then let's say that this represents character strength. Okay, and let's just say down here global version so that people don't get confused. Okay, so let's talk about this. So here's what happened. People are saying, let's take Frigg for example. People are saying Frigg got nerfed. I disagree. I don't think Frigg got nerfed. I think Frigg got rebalanced with the entire game. They just downscaled her to match the level of content. So here's what happened. People are not even informed about this. They don't even know about this. Because so many people are utilizing CN as a reference, they have this expectation that characters should be almost the same level of strength as the CN version. And even if you don't think that, most people are like, oh, they should still be if they're going to get nerfed, it should only be a little bit. It shouldn't be like something super dramatic. That whole argument is completely out the window when I hear that stuff, because I'm just like, you don't really understand what's happening in the global version. Global version got rebalanced. No character is getting nerfed. If a character got nerfed, let's say like this: if a character got nerfed, this is the world difficulty, right? This represents the joint operations, the world bosses, the enemies. How hard certain things are. If Frigg got nerfed, here's what would have happened. The character strength would have got nerfed, and it would have went like this. This represents the nerf. Frigg would have got nerfed, but the difficulty of the game would have stayed the same. But that's not what happened. Here's what actually happened. Because, as I just mentioned, the game got rebalanced, what ended up happening to all of the characters is this. The difficulty of the game got nerfed, the characters got nerfed, the world bosses got nerfed, the joint operations difficulty got nerfed. So what ended up happening is when things get rebalanced, it's just another way of saying that, hey, we're going to probably maybe upscale or we're going to downscale the entire game universally. So what ended up happening is this. Things just went like this. Characters got nerfed, difficulty got nerfed. Characters got nerfed again, difficulty got nerfed. Everything got nerfed. And you see here's what I'm saying. They just meet the level of the content. They're not getting nerfed. They're just meeting the level of the content. So when I hear people talking about, oh, they got nerfed, I already know that I already know that they're comparing it to the CN version. And I'm just like, dude, there's not going to be a single character that is going to release that's going to be of the CN level of strength. Because what was happening in CN is that every time a new banner would release, the whole meta would completely change. Everything would change. So the difficulty would need to change as well. So I'll give you an example. When 2.0 released, Ruby was the first banner. Ruby became the best comp in the game. Fire comp became the best comp in the game when Ruby released. Then immediately right after her, when Saki released, Saki was stronger than the freaking Ruby. So Ice comp became the new meta. Then right after Saki released, Lyn got released. And then Lyn was in a tier of her own. So that's where this whole freaking power creep conversation came from, because what was ended up happening was that every time a new banner released, it felt as if you needed to roll, because it's like, dude, the whole meta then shifted. It shifts every single time a new character comes out. And that's not necessarily a good thing for a game, because here's what ends up happening in a game when you have overpowered characters. This is how Genshin Impact is. I'm going to use that as a reference. This is what Genshin Impact looks like. It looks like this. This is how it looks. Every character, if you have max characters in Genshin Impact, you obliterate every piece of content in the game, to the point where there's no need for co-op. There's no need for any type of multiplayer. There's no need for even multiple characters with some characters. You could literally solo the bosses, all the content in the game with just one character. And that's not good for a game. You don't want that. You want these things to balance out. You want to go into bosses. You want to go into boss fights, and you want to feel like I might need help. And no matter, even if you are a whale, you want to be able to say to yourself, hey, I feel kind of threatened by this boss. I might need some help. Hey, let me reach out to some of my buddies. Let me go make some friends. That creates such a good experience in a game, because not only does it cause an engaging experience, it also causes you to be able to have a social experience. It causes the content to still remain fun and exciting and exhilarating, because you guys are actually working towards something. In Genshin Impact, you don't work towards nothing. The only thing you work towards is the end of the chapter. The final boss of the chapter. You're not working towards defeating a much harder boss, because the content, the character strength in that game is way too high. They need to downscale the characters. The characters need to be nerfed in that game. That game needs nerfs. So hopefully you guys got some understanding around what is actually happening. It's not just characters being nerfed. It was the whole game, guys. The entire game got nerfed. Everything was downscaled. It is not nerfs. It is downscaling. So hopefully you guys got some understanding around that. And hopefully you find this video of value. My name is Kays. Hopefully you guys love this type of content. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think as well, because I do always want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. There might be things in this video that I failed to mention that might be important, and I'm totally open to hearing out everything that you guys say. So as always, guys, make sure you guys rate, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later in the next video. Peace.